Good morning, kids. I am so late. I'm so late. I fell asleep. I've had a really, really, really rough night. No, Linda, I cannot sleep either. I've had a really bad night. I'm in a lot of pain. I was sleeping on the couch and you know, I just it's been one of those nights I woke up and I was like, "Oh shit." Like I was supposed to go live 3 hours ago. I thought I couldn't sleep and then I slept and then I like barely even knew what day it was. It's like I'm just in like so much pain today. They say that like after surgery you end up like it's fine the first day and then you're like worse the next couple days. Um and then I wake up to bullshit and then I'm like trying to fall back asleep and then I'm like watching YouTube. Like when like even like the YouTube channels that you normally watch like aren't even sufficing it. And I just laid on my recliner awake, just like in pain and anxiety ridden. You know what I mean? I can't believe we have people here. We have 3 people in in chat today. How is everybody today? It's 2:30 in the morning. It's 2:30 in the morning. Um, I've been, you know, I YouTube has become very dangerous. Not for me, not for this channel, but for other channels. Okay. Other channels and it's tough to watch. It's tough to watch. It's tough. Hold on one second. Kung Fu Panda's awake. Sorry, I had to get a blanket too. It's fucking freezing here. My house is like 75 degrees at that, and like it's still freaking cold. Um, oh hey Dane Davis. It's really, really Dan Davis. It's really good to see you. Yeah, sleep was that. I'll tell you what. So I hadn't slept for like 4 nights, right? No, so not only did I have the operation, but like 10 days before that, my son was like deathly ill, like with every flu you could think of he had. And so those were sleepless nights and then the anxiety, like my life at baseline is anxiety, right? And so I hadn't slept and then I try not to take pain pills as best I can, and I did, and I passed out, and like thank God for my mom because like she's been here as a champ, like helping me, and Caden's been camping out in the living room with me and everything. It's just been like a really long fucking night and I just need something. I need a distraction. I need to distract myself from myself because I think that a lot of people get so wrapped up in their own shit that they forget that there's other things going on in the world with other people, right? Like me, poor me, poor me. Well, you know what? I guarantee you, even at my worst, like even at like the worst feeling that I've had today, there's someone else that has it way worse. And if I can come on here and keep someone company because they feel lonely, or if I can come on here and be funny because someone needs to laugh or something, like that's like my part in it, right? What does it say? I know I would not know what to do without anxiety. Right. It's like my baseline, right? It's my baseline of anxiety. And then like, claustrophobia, like, okay, for instance, I am a stomach sleeper, right? I'm a stomach sleeper. And I can't sleep on my stomach anymore. So I've been sleeping on my back. You know how hard it is? I don't know if you guys are stomach or back sleepers, side sleepers. I've been sleeping on my stomach my whole life, and now I can't sleep on my stomach. And that is like that'll cause anxiety. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Um, did anything go on tonight that we should like go over, or do you guys just like want to talk like we're having coffee? Because I'm down for either. I could talk like we're having coffee with the best of them. Okay, I could probably use some coffee right about now. Yeah, Dan, thank you. I think about the others first. Like at my worst, I I try to say, you know what, Amy, like this is really bad. Like in my perspective, this is really bad, but there's someone else getting it so much worse. But there are some people that cannot see past their own nose. They are the only ones that have issues. They're the only ones that have problems, and they don't give a flying fuck about how you feel or what you're going through. They only care about themselves, and I can't stand those people. It's all about perspective. Yeah. I sleep on my side now that I'm old. My hips fall asleep. You're so funny. I'm only 43. Yeah, girl. Sleeping on your side is nearly impossible, right? And plus, like, I got bigger implants, and so I'm never gonna be able to sleep in my stomach again. It's like sleeping on cinder blocks, right? Oh, you were a stomach sleeper, not anymore. Hey, do you know that stomach sleeping is like the worst thing for your back, especially if you have a bad back? But it's the only way I'm comfortable. I'm all about the sleeping on the stomach with like my one knee up, right? You're like the one knee up on like a pillow propped up. That's all about me. That's what I do. That's how I'm comfortable. I've been sleeping on a recliner at like a 30-degree angle on my back. It's terrible. It's terrible. Um I just like I have a lot. I have like my mind's racing and there's just like so much going on in my brain that like, I just sometimes, they say that like, God doesn't give you what you can't handle. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Have you ever looked at God and been like, God, I think I've had enough? I didn't watch anyone tonight. I need a break from all the old drama. Yeah. Yeah, same. So A- Lin, how do you say your name? I want to call you Linder or Seuss. um. Oh, is it Linda Lou the suit? Hold on 1 second. I have to go wipe my son's butt. Wait. Your girl's back. Okay. Um. Yeah. All of the drama, like for I don't know about you guys too. Like I take on other people's like shit, right? And I want to like care and love for people and I want to do all of those things. I want to be there for people, but at some point you have to be like, no, you know what? Like I matter. I care and I can't care about your shit too. Bro, I have been fucking muted the whole time. I love your name. I'm gonna call you Linda Sue Chef. I love that. Absolutely love that. Yeah, being empathetic and you absorb other people's issues, you have the same issue. It's like I want to care about people. I want to see things from other people's sides, but sometimes those people's sides are fucking delusional. And there's some people that can't be helped because no matter how much you try to help them or how much you try to absorb to put yourself in their place, you just like can't, right? And I feel like in return, a lot of people, even though they say that they care about you, they don't care. They don't care. Like they're like, "Oh, they're, oh, poor you." They don't give a shit about you because as soon as they ask about you and you tell them the small window of opportunity that you have with them, then all of a sudden it turns into them and their bullshit, right? And there you have to kinda come to, like, a healthy balance of, like, "Okay, I have to sit here and I'm gonna listen to you, but you could give a 2 flying fucks what's really going on with me," right? There are people out there that are soul suckers. Like, I've seen friends who have friends that don't give a fuck about them, and how do you tell them that you can see that they don't give a fuck about them, but they're putting themselves in harm's way? Right? Like, I look at people, they only care when it benefits them. Dan Davis, that's absolutely 100% true. And you know what too? The most helpful ones, the ones that are the most like, "Oh my god, let me do for you. Oh my god, look how much I do for you. Oh my god, look at me, look at me, look at me." That has nothing to do with you and what they did for you because they care about you. They want to be looked at as a good person, right? I have seen some shit on YouTube, on X, I've seen shit on Rumble, I've seen so much shit where you're like, "How can you not see through these people?" They're bad people, right? I'm not saying all of them. Like, I like people on the YouTubes that are not like a lot of people don't like them, and it's 'cause of a mob mentality. I'm not a mob mentality kinda person. I like people for individual people, right? But then I find myself, like, having to somewhat pretend to like people because I'm scared of the people that they hang out with, right? Because the people that they hang out with are fucking dangerous. You wanna see the entire picture, yes, but honestly, it would be nice for someone to really see how you're doing. It's hard to feel like no one cares the way that you do. Honey, I could not have said that better. I've always looked for love, whether it be romantically or friendship, the way that I'm able to give it, and at some point in my life, I shut down and I just stopped being the person to other people that I wanted because I was never getting it. Mom. Yeah, and that's right. My 5-year-old's up with me, and he's asking for popcorn and all types of things. I'm like, "Bro, it's 2:30 in the morning, go lay down." He's having a hard time with the routines and stuff because normally you guys know how it is. If you guys, see young kids, they absorb routines, and if it's screwed up, they're screwed up with you. Um, I look at people on YouTube in particular that I have grown to love and I've grown to accept, and I've grown to accept their flaws and their most beautiful things about them. And I see people shitting on them and I don't agree with it. And then I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, like, am I a problem for not sticking up for them? Right. But I also don't talk shit about people just for the shits of talking about people, you know what I mean? Like, I look on X, and I see these people who have no idea who these people are. They live in fucking middle Missouri, middle Montana, talking the worst shit about people that I physically know, the most nastiest shit. Like, does that help you sleep at night? Does that make that is that when you meet your maker, is that gonna get you into heaven or whatever you believe? Right? Is that gonna get you into heaven? No, it's a mob mentality, and I truly believe that some people just love to fucking hate, right? And I stick up for people even if I know that they're wrong. I stick up for people, like my best friends, because they've shown me loyalty and they show me that they would do the same. Like, even if I don't agree with what happened, I'm like, "No, but they're a really good person," because deep down, I know that they're really, really good person at heart. Dan Davis says, "I went without power for 396 days from a hurricane." Oh, you did not. What did you do? Dan Davis. Did you I hope you had generators. Linda, sous chef, same. I literally shut everyone out of my life aside to my family. I got tired of being hurt. Yep, absolutely. All right, you guys, hang tight. One moment. Just give me some time. I'm back and I got smart food. Um, you paid $15,000 in gas. Oh, honey, I hope you got reimbursed by like FEMA or some shit. That is wild. That is just crazy town. Um, but yeah, back to what I was saying. Like, even like family is the same way. Like, just because people are family and you have a title doesn't doesn't give them the ability to have a part of your life, right? I give people the benefit of the doubt, the benefit of the doubt, the benefit of the doubt, and somehow it always bites me in the ass. Every time. Every time. I every time it does. You know, I've had a lot of time to. Oh, Calypso, baby, you're awake. Hi. You know what? Now I thought of you. I was supposed to come on at 11:30 and it came on at 2:30 and I was like, "Oh my god, Calypso was like this bitch went to bed." Um I, like, couldn't sleep. I'm just, like, in so much pain. I'm, like, just my left titty is in so much pain. What does my friend Linda Sous Chef say? X is just a place for people to feel big and say things they would never say to anyone's face. That's a fucking fact. Yo, there are such dangerous people on X, and then they play the victim. Get the fuck out of here. I saw people on there. dude, they were stalking people, they were doxing their kids' faces, their names, they giving out people's addresses and stuff, and they and then they sit there and they're like, "Oh, I'm just a city worker and I don't do anything wrong." And there's people saying that they're advocates. Advocates for what? You know what I mean? What do you advocate for? Doxing children? Um, and I can't get down with that. You know what I mean? Oh, Linda Lowe, Linda Sous Chef, we definitely listen to the same people, and we definitely know the same people. If you know who I'm talking about, but it's not just them, it's everybody. It's all the viewers. Half the time, I would say probably 80% of the time, it's not the creators, it's the fucking hateful viewers. Mhm. Thanks, baby. I love your new picture. It says Calypso on it. Stop it. You look like a gorgeous Pepe Le Pew. Is that a mouse? How adorable. Um, FEMA did shit for you? I can't. I'm so sorry. This is why, honey, come up north. I mean, we're all nuts, but like we don't have shit like that going on. We don't have tornadoes and shit. Um, like I was listening to I was watching something about like this guy had to go get a polygraph test and it was like made up or something. I have no I don't know the details, but they came on a show. They made some really serious accusations against people. Then supposedly they went to New York to get a polygraph test, but the person that was called was in Barbados and sounded like a scam, like he was calling my mother for her fucking retirement fund. Like, and this is the thing, like, when I say, like, I really don't listen to a lot of this stuff, like, I don't have the bandwidth to listen to any of it, okay? None of it. I just can't. I can't listen to it. The wildness that goes on and, like, yeah, honey, it's wild. If I'm chomping in your ear, I apologize, but it's 2:30 in the morning and your girl needs a snack. I have smart food. Um, the shit's fucking wild. The shit is wild. And like when people are so like, yes, this is a good person. They help people. This is Are you sure any of them are good people? Are you sure? Do you know them personally? Have you been to family dinner? Have you been to a Sunday dinner with their parents? You know what I'm saying? People will white knight for these people and have no idea if on their spare time they're fucking serial killers. Mhm. I love it. I love it. Um, mhm. Each side is 10 toes down on what they believe, okay? But, like, are you sure? Are you sure? I don't trust anybody. So I literally trust nobody. And you know what too? This is what sucks. This is my own trauma. I trust no one, and then they show me why they should not be trusted, right? They show me why they shouldn't be trusted, right? I can support whoever the fuck I wanna support, okay? Do I watch these people from time to time? Do I do did all the free Karen Reed creators? I sure did. Do I still watch them? Yeah. None of y'all, none of the fucking wackadoodles fucking none of their business though. Why? So you can try to get me fired from my job, or you can spread ugly pictures around me on the internet and make up lies about me. I mean, I've seen people been called hookers, prostitutes. I've heard people talk about their kids. I saw a little boy with Down syndrome who had nothing to do with any of this be spread around the fucking internet. Like, are you fucking people all right? Right? And the thing is too is it's like not even about the fight anymore. It's just about grudges and hating people and trying to bury people. Oh, you grew up 50 miles north of Boston in New Hampshire. Oh, I love New Hampshire, by the way. What does Lindy Lou say? She says, "That's what they say and argue about. I just listen, and at the end of the day, it doesn't affect my actual life." Exactly, but it does affect somebody's life, right? Like the Down syndrome boy that was spewed all over fucking the internet because they were calling Broken Baker a quote. I'm not even gonna say the word. Like that's fucking shameful, right? And I like James Jackson. I know James. I think everyone gets in that mob mentality, and they're like they just pile on and pile on and pile on, right? And it's who has to be the cool kid, who has the coolest hat, who has the funniest punchline, who has the most viewers, who this, who that. And then there's the ones who are in the background creating most of the fucking chaos, right? The ones that are like, "Oh no, I'm cool. I'm just this person." And no, we're not best friends when they call themselves like the cyber sleuth. I don't even know what it is, the cyber sleuth crew or something. Do you have a job? Do you have a hobby? Do you have any real friends? That's a legit concern, right? Even me coming up here right now, I'm gonna get clipped somehow, and I'm probably gonna end up being a target on X because of this. I woke up to messages this morning that really fucking pissed me off, and I just was like, "I'm done, bro." This is why I tapped out months ago. I had shingles and blood pressure, and I couldn't get cancer radiation. I just wake up from a fucking another surgery having to do with my fucking cancer, and I wake up to fucking free Karen Read people drama. Okay? That's not friendship. That's not friendship. I feel like I have to pretend to really like Turtle Boy when honestly I've never listened outside of clips. I'm indifferent to him, but saying that makes me an asshole. Not here, honey. We're free thinkers. We're free thinkers over here. Like, I don't listen to a lot of them all the time. It's tough, right? And that, another thing is too, like Nurse Kim. I like Nurse Kim, right? But because she is a woman, she gets shit on by all the other female viewers because she's a woman. Had she had a penis in a deep voice and called everyone a cocksucking piece of cunt, she would be revered, and people would be like, "Go Kim, go Kim." No, because she's a girl, she gets shit on. My opinion. That's my opinion. It's craziness. It is absolutely insane. Do you know, I'm in AA. I've been in AA for many, many years. You know what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting different results. Adrian, my man, good to see you this early in the morning. I fell asleep. And I'm here now though. You are handsome, by the way. You got dimples. Mm-mm-mm. Um, Like me, I feel the whole, like, pretend like, I don't pretend to like LTL. I think Brian's a herb, like, I don't like Brian. Do I think that you should not like Brian? No, I don't. I think you should like whoever you want, and if I saw you in his chat, I wouldn't think anything of it. Personally, I don't like him. Um, Mike Crawford, as long as Mike Crawford isn't spewing his hate and craziness, I'll watch Mike, his select board meetings and shit like that. I get to think for myself because I'm a grown ass fucking woman. There's no, there's no, there's no in between in this community. You're either team A or team B. Otherwise, you're an enemy. And you know why I say that? Fuck you with that. Miss me. I won't. I won't do it, and I will not be dragged into it either. For the record, I don't know half of these people. Boots on the ground. Brian Brock me a while ago. Yeah, Brian Brock's everybody. I met him at an event and he was a dick to me. Why am I gonna like him? Why am I gonna pretend to like someone to make another person feel comfortable? Nope, not today, not me. Mm-mm. Yeah, Kim does get, yeah. She does get blamed for everything. And poor Kim gets blamed for everything. I'm a huge fan of Auntie Deb. He makes me laugh. He makes me laugh. James Jackson. He's not a bad kid. People can say whatever the fuck you want. Whatever, however they feel about him, James is not a bad kid at all. Adrian said that in my Rocky voice. um, people talking about James's passed away girlfriend saying that he like did horrific things. That wasn't true either. Like, why are people stooping so low? Is it for content or because you guys are fucking assholes? Which one is it? Right? What came first, the chicken or the egg? Leave Turtle Boy's kids out of it. The fact that it hit a video leaked of his daughter having a hard time being at his house away from her mother. Guess what? I would have been the same way. Facts, I would have been the same way. I had separation anxiety with my mother from my mother when I was little. Had a court made me go somewhere where I didn't want to be because I wanted to be with my mother. Shame on whoever put that out. Shame on you. Like, some of the shit that I've seen is completely unhinged. 5150 can go for a lot of for a lot of people. Just saying. And this, you know what's wild to me too? Half the people that are pot stirring aren't even from this country, right? Like, um, bye, Davey. Thanks for coming to hang out, babe. Um, you're sick of my eating smart food, aren't you? Jumping in your ears. I'm sorry. This is a late night. This is a late night broadcast. I'm not professional anyway. Hmm. I got dragged into Jimmy's chat. I got dragged in Jimmy's chat for saying a part of me felt bad for 5150, but that I didn't think that what she was doing was right. Fair. That's fair. I mean, but because the mob mentality, right? Do I think what she's doing is okay? Absolutely not. But did it need to go this far? Right? Because you have to understand, like, from what I noticed, it's not like the creators that are doing it, it's viewers that are doing it, right? It's viewers. Wild. Like, and you know too, like, knowing what I know, like, none of these creators liked each other anyway. Like, even before, they just faked it because everyone was on the same team. Get the band back together. There was no fucking band. Everyone hated each other. All right. Everyone hated each other. And I'm not going scorched earth right now. I just had enough. I woke up to text messages that I did not fucking appreciate. Okay. I didn't want to be fucking involved because I was not involved. And I don't want to be fucking drug in to be dragged. Like, I'm a single mother. I live a good life. I have real friends. I have a real life to lead. And these people are fucking dangerous. Oh, yeah. She definitely spiraling. Yeah. I've been there. I've been there. I have been there. I've been with bad guys. I have looked through guys' phones. Listen, and a part of any woman, any woman can be like, yeah, I've done some fucking crazy shit in my time, right? I've done some crazy shit. Looked through phones. I've done all the things, right? I've done it. I haven't hid like shoes or key fobs or anything like that. But I've done some shit where it's like, wow, that bitch is crazy. Yeah, rightfully so. I was acting crazy. Um, that's what happens when you're dating a guy that cheats on you, right? You figure it out and you start to create the shit. But the fact that it became public and it became it became thousands of people's breakups is unfortunate. But at what when does it stop? When someone gets hurt? When does it stop? Right? When does it stop? And you know what too? Is I feel like there's creators that know the only way they're gonna get viewers is if they spiral into drama, chaos, hate. That's the only thing that sells for them. So they stick with it and they make it up, right? Like accusing people of like childhood rape, that's a bit far, right? I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. I wasn't there. But to come online and do that, and then there's like questionable polygraphs and all that. Like, do I think something may have happened to Alex? Yeah, probably as a childhood survivor of a lot of abuse. Like something could have happened. Do I know what happened that day? No, but there are people white knighting for either side. What if it did happen to him and you have all these strangers calling him a fucking liar and this and that? And then what if it didn't happen and he is ruining some guy named Ray from Dallas's name? Like people don't think of it both sides. Why don't you leave well enough alone? Like, am I the moral police? Am I the moral police? No. I'm talking out of my ass at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. Because I'm in pain. I'm eating smart food. As you guys can probably tell, I'm chomping in your ear. And somehow I got dragged into fucking bullshit that wasn't even my bullshit that I had nothing to fucking do with. Like what? Like leave like leave me alone. Right. Where do people get off calling go straight out calling people pedos? Exactly. Exactly. And I don't even like watch chats anymore. If I watch like the JFK show or if I watch Mazza or I watch Turtle Boy or I watch Baker or I watch whatever, I don't watch the chat because the chat is where the unhingement comes in my opinion. Am I lying? Mhm. That's literally the worst thing to call somebody. That is literally the worst thing you can call somebody. Mhm. It sure is. It's literally the worst thing you can say to somebody. Auntie Deba. Yes. Yes, I'm having smart food and we're talking shit. We're talking shit about all this stuff. We're talking shit about all the things. Yeah, Jimmy's here. We're just talking about how like I woke up to text messages of just like being drug into things of like people that I don't even know who they are. I've never met them, never talked to them, never nothing. And it's like, leave me out of your shit, right? Like people calling people pedophiles. Why? People going after like making GoFundMe's for a guy that you don't even know whether it's real or not. Do I know if something happened to him? No, I don't know if anything happened to him. I wasn't there. But like why are we making GoFundMe's for people that just appear to like the whole thing is strange behavior. And a part of me feels like a lot of these channels keep up with the drama because it's the paycheck at the end of this at the end of the month, right? And I feel like they don't care who they're hurting, right? Jimmy, you know I watch you. You're Jimmy's hilarious, okay? Jimmy will make me laugh every stream, every and he does it in like he's different. Jimmy's different. We different. Remember that song? Oh. But then you got the ex people who go real life. Like I listen, I found out that someone was stalking Melanie Little, doxing her kids, where they went to school, fucking all that. What? Why? Why? Right? I don't like Tom's CPU. I've never called him a pedophile. Never, not once. Why are people calling people pedophiles? Like Jimmy, get some diet soda and some smart food. I think we're in for it tonight. Um, like, why can't people just like leave people alone, do their own channel? Like, if you look at Jimmy, Jimmy's going on other channels. You were on Making Law. Oh, I can't think of the name right now. Something Making Law. I like them. I watched them on Hella. Um, you've like expanded outside of what movement that doesn't exist anymore. But other people only have that niche of like that's all they got. So they're gonna milk it for as long as they can and bring people to destroy people. Do they realize that the accusations that are coming up are going to absolutely destroy people? They could destroy people. The bowel movement, yeah. Um, I'm out of smart food. I want Girl Scout cookies. I like the peanut butter ones. I'm not into the Thin Mints. Bro, whoever eats Thin Mints is a serial killer. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Did you? Dude. Oh my god! When I was at the Emerald Square Mall, Jimmy, we have to go. We have to do a mall outing together. There was like 7 old people walking the mall, and there was 3 little Girl Scouts trying to send me Thin Mints. And if I'm like, girl, if you got the caramel coconut or the peanut butter, I'm your girl. I'll buy you out, but like keep your Thin Mints. Yeah. I don't see. I don't like anything mint. I don't know. I like mint ice cream. Oh my god. I love it. Hold on, you guys. I go get my vape. Don't judge me. Hold Talks amongst yourselves, please. I'm back. I'm back. Wait, there's Arab food on the 3rd floor. What? Who buy Oh, I like shortbreads. Oh, shortbreads are good dunked in coffee. Those are delicious. The owner's nephew doesn't know it yet, but he's gonna impregnate me and force me to be a kept woman. I mean, who doesn't want to be a kept woman? I mean, I missed that bus. I think I'm teetering over the sugar baby status. I'm 41. Unless he's 110, he doesn't want a 41-year-old. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I couldn't even find power nap. Yeah. I wish I was a kept woman too. Like, what was that? What did I do wrong in life except like drugs and try to be like boss lady? Maybe Erica Kirk had it right. Maybe being a traditional wife was the way to go. But nope, not this bitch. I had to go to college and like try to prove something to somebody, to myself, to something, and do drugs. Maybe that's where it all went wrong. I wasted my 20-year marrying for love instead of money. Oh, honey. At least it was love. At least you're not stuck with someone for 20 years you don't love and no money, right? He's so hot. I let him run my I mean, all you need is the dust buster, you know? Erica Kirk is a murderer. Oh my god, can we go with some Erica Kirk? Erica Kirk is a psychopath. Okay, the shit that I've learned about Erica Kirk in the past 6 months. I wish I didn't know. So is her mother. Yeah, she is. And so is TPUSA. They're all something. Yeah, everybody grieves differently. Jimmy, have you seen those eyes? Hold on, I'm pulling up a Eric. Hold on, we're gonna pull up an Erica Kirk interview. My God, this lady is diabolical. Oh, Amy, can you spell YouTube? What's happening? What is happening? Erica. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh my God. We're pulling it up, kids. We're pulling it up.
There's an emergency response there, flooded by law enforcement.
The conservative activist Charlie Kirk has died after being shot during an event.
The latest horrible example of what appears to be a rising tide of political violence.
In the past year, we've seen assassinations and assassination attempts against a Republican presidential candidate.
Here we go.
The team goes to dinner.
Look at this crazy bitch. Hi, Dr. Fonte.
Lying in my daughter's bed, and I can't sleep. It took me months to even walk into my bedroom. I'm laying in my daughter's bed. I can't sleep. I grab my phone and I start typing out it. And those are my words. That morning, the team reached out to me and said, they think they got the guy.
Look at those eyes.
You should probably say thank you to the authorities and just make a statement. I said, okay. I wasn't afraid. They said, let's go to the office and let's discuss. We're at the office and they say, do you want to go live or we can easily, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. We can easily pre-record this. I said, absolutely not.
Who remembers when she went into the memorial wearing the sequin gold suit, okay, with the smoky eye? Look at those eyes. Look at those things. If that doesn't say psychopath, like misery, I don't know what does.
My husband always went live. I have nothing to hide. We're fully transparent. What you see is what you get. If I start breaking down on live TV, I break down on live TV. My husband was assassinated. He didn't die in a car accident.
Oh, really?
So we go live. I write all of my own speeches. And when I said that.
Okay, to all my people, does she have tracks in her hair or is that her real hair? Because who remembers Erica Kirk prior to Charlie Kirk when she was on like reality TV trying to get a husband? Does anyone remember that when she's sexting 15-year-olds? Come on.
That is the Holy Spirit that is unleashed.
She totally does.
That is a revival that's unleashed. That's not meant for call to violence. That's meant for people to understand that the Lord is moving in ways we have no idea. And God is going to use something so tragic to wake people up to realize that our life is short. He only lived 31 years.
She's 37, by the way.
31 years. And so, yes, you have no idea what has been unleashed.
Horrifying.
But I will promise until my last breath that I will let the Lord use me in ways that he only can to bring glory to him and to the kingdom.
The kingdom. The kingdom. Look at the brows. Look at the. Okay. So if you have that much money, can you at least get like microblading, right? Because that is definitely penciled in.
And it has been unbelievably powerful. And it's just the beginning.
Erica, one of the most alarming things about Charlie's murder was the way that some people in this country reacted to it.
Yeah.
And not just online. This was an idea that you encountered a lot. And the idea was this. They kind of justified it. They basically said, that because Charlie said or believed things that they believed were controversial or even
She
hateful,
does.
that he somehow had it coming. What do you say to people who justified his death?
Her maiden name is Franzwe, and her mother was a like DOJ or like Department of Defense CIA lady. And she claims to be raised by a single mother, but her mother was married like 4 times, and she claims to be Catholic. Listen, I'm Catholic too. I have a kid out of wedlock. I'd rather chew rocks than be with another man. However, she's just a fucking liar.
You're sick. He's a human being. You think he deserved that? Tell that to my 3-year-old daughter.
Do you see a tear? Because I don't.
Excuse me. You want to watch in high res the video of my husband being murdered? And laugh
Murdered? Murdered who?
and say he deserves it? There's something very sick in your soul, and I pray that God saves you. I pray. Because that is what is so wrong. The internet in this world has dehumanized us. My husband did.
So, and does anyone else think it's rich that she was Miss Arizona and knew Trump and all of that, like prior to meeting Charlie? And their story is that she went to go apply to work for TPUSA when she had like all those like sex trafficking, Romanian orphanages that she was running. Okay. Fucking questionable. And then all of a sudden she had set up with Charlie Kirk, and now she's the quintessential fucking trad wife. Get out of my face. Did you see her in the MTV show showing her midriff drinking? Stop it. You're not lying to anyone, Miss Franzwe.
Did something very simple. He talked to people. You're going to be murdered for talking to people. He didn't go after people. He went after your ideas. And if you think it's okay to murder someone because you think they had it coming for them, because they took the time to have people come to the front of the line if they didn't agree with you, and you think it's okay because you.
And do we all believe that Charlie Kirk was her type? Okay. He talks like this. He had a list like this. I'm not making fun of the dead. Well, I am making fun of the dead, but like, let's be real here. She like, he had a lisp, and he wasn't like the most attractive human being. And look at her, right? Like, I'm not convinced that she was ever sexually attracted to this man. And there's never been a picture of her pregnant anywhere. Okay. When I was pregnant, I had a 10-pound baby. I had like 3 basketballs in my belly, and I showed that shit off at the beach. I had a bikini on. I was 200 pounds with a bikini. I thought he was cuter than her. Did you? Stop. I mean, come on. I just like as like egotistical as she is, and as like Jimmy fucking kill me.
3:00 in the morning.
Oh shit. I went back. Wait.
Instead of trying to tear something down that you did not build. That's my thought on that.
We're going to talk about the book in a little bit, but I want to pick up on a theme that you've now hit on twice, which is the idea that the black squares that we all have in our pocket, our phones,
yes,
that they are doing something to us collectively, that they are dehumanizing us. Later, we'll talk about the conspiracies that are spreading right now on those platforms about who killed your husband.
Candace Owens.
What do you recommend to people sitting in this room? What are your practices to disconnect, to reconnect by disconnecting?
Well, like my husband, I took all of it off my phone.
All social media off your phone?
No, I don't have it on my phone. I have a team that helps run it. I really, everyone has an opinion about me. I could care less. You know what I care about? I care about what my daughter says about me. and her running up into my arms and loving on me. That's what I care about.
One of the things that has happened over the 3 months since Charlie was murdered is that people have gone through the thousands, maybe tens of thousands of hours of words he produced. He said more in 31 years than most people will say in a lifetime.
Yes.
And I want to read a few that have captured the most attention, especially on the political left, okay?
Yeah.
Some gun deaths were, quote, unfortunately worth it to preserve the Second Amendment, he said. Acknowledging that he wishes he didn't feel this way, he said, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. He said the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was a mistake. Now, I realize that all of those quotes come from longer conversations that he had on his show.
Correct.
But he did say those things. And Charlie is being memorialized by many people as a person who promoted civil discourse, as a person who said, come to the front of the line, let's have a civil conversation. How do you square that with the statements I just read?
I would love for everyone to be able to watch the full and entire clip of what he said. Charlie didn't care what skin color you were. He didn't care what religion you were. He loved excellence.
He loves excellence, and that's why he picked me.
His favorite word was earn. He loved knowing that people worked hard to earn what they got. He worked so hard to build Turning Point USA. The first statement you meant about...
I'm convinced that she had a hand in what happened with him because she wanted to be the boss lady. Because back when she was pre-Kirk, she literally was a labeled boss bitch. You'll never convince me otherwise.
About guns and shooting. I have no idea the context of that, and I have no idea that whole, there's a lot more there than just that one little sentence. My husband is not to be deteriorated to 2 sentences. He's not. He is a thought leader, and he was brilliant of a man. So that's fine if you want to take words out of his mouth or out of context without the whole thing in perspective. But that's the problem.
Does it bother you that people are picking out those statements and drawing an entire picture of who he was?
Again, that's the problem. You're not having a conversation. You're having a 15-second clip on the internet to define your thought of who someone is, instead of taking the time to educate yourself on truly who that person is, what they thought, because why? They challenged you to think a little different. Again, my husband was an amazing man. We're human. But I do not once, for 1 second, think he was anything else than exceptional.
Dude, her smiling is so off-putting.
Erica, as you know, the last person that...
Her smiling, doesn't... they say, people who are just... I'm trying to think of the word. Not narcissistic, but they're psychopaths. They don't know where to put smiles and emotion and stuff like that. And the way she smiles about him in the weirdest spots makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. She's just like, my Charlie, my Charlie.
Charlie ever spoke to was a Utah Valley student named Hunter Kozak. He was asking Charlie a question that day when he was shot, and he's here tonight, and he wants to ask you a question.
Hi there. Erica, I want to tell you how much I appreciate your calls for peace and unity. And I'm likewise horrified by the people in my so-called camp who were cheering about Charlie's murder. I believe that they stoke the flames of violence. But even worse is when powerful, influential people on either side of the aisle stoke the flames. When they do it, the flames can become an inferno. And this leads me to Donald Trump, the most powerful and influential person on earth, who has more responsibility than anyone else to put the flames out. Just last month, President Trump called on 6 Democratic lawmakers to be tried for sedition, which he clarified was punishable by death. He then reposted a simple message: hang them. I think that you've been making strides to bring peace to our country, and that turning point has been asking Democrats to decry the individuals who cheer for violence. I have and will continue to decry them. But any good faith effort to stop political violence must hold both parties to the same standard and expectation. So in that spirit, will you condemn the violent rhetoric of Donald Trump, the most powerful and influential person on earth?
I love Donald Trump.
I appreciate your question. You know my heart. Why would I ever say, yes, go murder people?
But you do.
This is so much deeper than just one. I understand your sentiment. I do. But this is also so much deeper than just one person. This starts at the home, okay? This starts with family. This starts with a seed that grows and grows. You can choose to have evil in your heart, or you can choose to have light. What you consume and what you absorb from the outside world will manifest itself. No, I will never agree with political violence. My husband is a victim of it.
Not for nothing though, she is completely on board with a genocide in Hamas. So there's that. You know what I mean? Come on. After this, I got a good one.
But what I'm trying to say here is that we can blame everyone else. We have to look in the mirror. When you become a father, when you become a mother, how are you raising your kids? Are you taking responsibility, or are you giving them a device and saying, go down that rabbit hole? I'm trying to go to Pilates class. You can just sit in the corner and look at your iPad or look at your.
Oh, kind of like how when her husband was assassinated, she just like left her kids and became a boss bitch at TPUSA. Come on. Listen, this isn't, I mean, I'm not political at all. I don't agree with a lot of things that these people stand for. I just don't. However, this bitch is a fucking psychopath.
Your phone and go down that rabbit hole and see what you can learn from that instead of being a parent. So my call to action from that is, parents, step up. Do you want your kid to be a thought leader or an assassin? That's where we're at.
Do you think our political leaders have a responsibility to turn the temperature down right now?
Well, I think everyone has a responsibility to do that, and I'm doing my part. I'm not in control of other people.
Okay. Ahead, a father whose daughter was murdered in cold blood because of who she was. He's here. Also, political violence.
I have a different one for you guys. We're going to do Erica's life before Charlie.
Now, we've had a lot of conversation.
Here it is. Wait, where is it?
Now, we've had
for 5 years. I never.
And by here, she means New York City. We did not travel in the same circles. We never bumped into each other.
Dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was. Somehow getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than go. I don't drink. I find it unproductive, not because I'm holier than whatever. I just don't operate that way. But I always thought it was very strange how she would go to drinks with one guy and then go to dinner with another. My situation was a little different. I wouldn't do it.
You went to a job interview.
Literally. So this is how good the Lord is. He knew that because I was not dating in New York City, he
she's
knew
Jewish,
that
right?
in order for me to know that that was my man, he had to blanket Charlie as a job interview. Because if that went in, no joke, if he came to me and said, hey, let's go on a date to Bill's Burgers, I'd be like,
okay. All right. So that was at the
This is how good the Lord is. This is how good the Lord is. You should think about it sometime.
Yeah. You haven't had it until you've had it on something like that. The point is really the lie and why you would lie about something like that. So
right,
it looks
exactly.
pretty incontrovertible.
She's talking about the Lord.
That she did lie about
she
this.
Didn't want to say it.
This is a picture, a promotional picture put out by a studio that does photo shoots specifically for people who have gotten engaged. There's a little bit about that. On December 15th, a picture from 2015 of Erica and a man named Tyler J.T. Massey went viral on X, formerly Twitter, that appears to be engagement photos. However, some users on Reddit have pointed out that she could have simply been modeling for the Arizona-based event photographer Luna Bear Studios. That doesn't appear to be the case, though, considering the photograph was part of a social media post from the studio, which tagged both Massey and Erica and wrote, "Prepping another couple's gallery for delivery. You're both amazing humans, and I loved shooting with you. So much laughter and love. It was perfection." Okay, so there's that. Also, weirdly enough, she was on 2 episodes.
Hold on here, guys. Sorry. I'm going to show this one. This one's a little bit better. I think this is the one.
On September 10th, 2025, the world paused in grief as Charlie Kirk, the fiery conservative voice and founder of Turning Point USA, was tragically shot and killed at Utah Valley University at the age of 31. While the nation mourned the loss of a political titan, one woman stood at the heart of this tragedy. Erica Lane Francois Kirk, Charlie's devoted wife, now a widow at 36, left to carry forward with their 2 young children. Erica, a former Miss Arizona USA, is far more than the spouse of a public figure. She is a philanthropist, entrepreneur, and ministry leader whose life is a testament to faith, resilience, and love. Born on November 20th, 1988, in Scottsdale, Arizona, Erica's journey from a Catholic upbringing to a multifaceted career in modeling, real estate, and faith-based work has been marked by purpose and passion. Her love story with Charlie, rooted in shared values and an instant connection, captivated those who knew them. Today, we uncover the untold story of Erica Kirk, her life, her career, and the love story that defined her, inviting you to honor a woman navigating profound loss with grace and strength. Erica Lane Francois' story began in the sunlit suburbs of Scottsdale, Arizona, where she was raised in a close-knit Catholic family. Her parents, Kent and Lori Francois, instilled a deep sense of service, often taking young Erica and her siblings to soup kitchens to volunteer. "My mom always said we needed to share our blessings," Erica recalled in a 2011 Arizona Foothills magazine interview, her voice warm with memory. A self-described tomboy, she excelled in sports, particularly basketball and volleyball, at Notre Dame Preparatory High School, where she earned the Matt Arnold Sportsmanship and Teammate Awards. Her athleticism carried her to Regis University in Denver, where she played NCAA women's basketball for 2 years before transferring to Arizona State University to study political science and international relations. Erica's early life was shaped by action and empathy. At just 17, she founded Everyday Heroes Like You, a nonprofit that partnered with charities to support underprivileged communities. "I wanted to change lives, not just talk about it," she told Glam in 2020.
Sorry, I was on mute. Her philanthropy was doing orphanages in Romania. So there's that. She is tied to a child sex ring from what all accounts. she basically did a nonprofit organization to help Romanian children who were in orphanages. Tar Heel baby, good morning.
25, reflecting on her teenage ambition. Those formative years laid the groundwork for a woman who would balance strength with compassion, a duality that would define her path. Erica's career is a tapestry of diverse passions, each thread woven with purpose. Her victory as Miss Arizona USA in 2012, crowned on her 23rd birthday, was more than a pageant win. It was a platform to amplify her nonprofit work. The sparkly tiara is just a little plastic hat. What matters is making a difference, she told Arizona Foothills magazine, her sincerity shining through. Pageantry opened doors to modeling, acting, and casting direction. With Erica working in New York and China, her global experiences shaping her bold spirit. She later earned a master's degree in American legal studies and a doctorate in biblical studies from Liberty University.
She was 7 years older than him, and he was 25, I believe, when they got married.
Blending her intellectual curiosity with her faith. By 2019, she launched the podcast Midweek Rise Up, a platform for Christian inspiration, and became CEO of Proclaim Streetwear, a faith-centered clothing brand that funds BIBLine 365, her ministry guiding thousands through annual Bible readings. As of 2025, Erica works as a real estate agent with the Corcoran Group in New York City, her business acumen evident in her ability to juggle multiple ventures. "I'm driven by purpose, not perfection," she told uslive.com, a mantra that guides her multifaceted career. Erica's love story with Charlie Kirk began in 2018 at a Turning Point USA office opening.
They got married,
a moment that changed her life forever. Their shared passion for conservative values and evangelical Christianity sparked an immediate connection. "It was practically love at first sight," Charlie said in a 2025 Evoke interview, recalling their very, very long dinner that stretched into hours of conversation. For Erica, it was Charlie's conviction and warmth that drew her in. "He saw my heart, not just my crown," she shared on Instagram in 2020. By December of that year, Charlie proposed, dropping to one knee in a private, candlelit moment Erica described as God-written. She posted the joyful news, writing, "When God writes your love story, you get to marry your best friend." Their wedding in May 2021 was a celebration of faith and family, held in Scottsdale with close friends and Turning Point colleagues. The couple welcomed a daughter in August 2022 and a son in May 2024, building a home filled with laughter and love. Erica often joined Charlie at events, her poise complementing his intensity, their partnership a blend of strength and tenderness. Family was Erica's anchor, a constant amidst her public life.
Do you know what I found was really interesting? It was when he would do all of his Charlie Kirk shows at his house, and he had a picture of their wedding picture behind him at all times when he was on camera. And the day that she went down to do this, I don't know if it was this or a different one where she was actually sitting in his chair, the wedding picture was gone because supposedly their marriage was on the rocks because he was trying to pull out of the pro-Israel concept that was ruling the government. I'm only regurgitating what I've learned.
Life. Raised with her siblings in Scottsdale, she remained close to her parents, Kent and Lori, who supported her ventures and cheered her pageant wins. "My family taught me to serve others," she told NTD in 2025, crediting their influence on her philanthropy. Erica and Charlie chose to keep their children's lives private, sharing only glimpses of their daughter's first steps or their son's smile on social media. With no confirmed siblings of her own mentioned beyond her childhood, Erica's extended family included her Turning Point community, where she found camaraderie with figures like Usha Vance, who stood by her side when she disembarked Air Force Two with Charlie's casket on September 11, 2025. Erica's faith was her rock. Hours before Charlie's death, she posted Psalm 46 verse 1, "God is our refuge and strength, a verse that took on profound meaning in her grief. She's carrying his mission forward. A friend told Times Now News, reflecting Erica's resolve to honor Charlie's legacy while raising their children. Erica's net worth, estimated at $2 million in 2025, stems from her diverse career, pageants, modeling, real estate, and her faith-based ventures. Unlike Charlie's $12 million fortune, built through media and activism, Erica's wealth reflects her entrepreneurial spirit and nonprofit work. She and Charlie lived in a modern Phoenix home, its walls adorned with family photos and scripture verses, a space where Erica balanced motherhood with her ministry. Her lifestyle is a blend of purpose and simplicity. She loves hiking Arizona's trails, cooking Italian dishes inspired by her travels, and reading C.S. Lewis by candlelight. "I find joy in the small things," she told Sportkastinfo in 2025. Erica's fashion, elegant yet approachable, with tailored dresses and statement earrings, mirrors her pageant roots, while her love for basketball persists, often shooting hoops with friends. The tragedy of Charlie's death thrust her into a new reality, yet she remains committed to her children and her faith, finding strength in community support and her nonprofit's mission. The heartbreak of Charlie Kirk's death on September 10th, 2025, cast a shadow over Erica's life. Shot in the neck during a Prove Me Wrong debate at Utah Valley University, Charlie was pronounced dead at the hospital, leaving Erica to face an unimaginable loss. The next day, she was seen stepping off Air Force Two, which carried Charlie's casket from Utah to Arizona, her composure a testament to her strength. The nation mourned with her, from President Donald Trump's Truth Social post, "Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife Erica," to fans sharing Charlie's podcast clips on X. Erica has not spoken publicly, her grief private, but her Instagram posts, filled with Bible verses and family memories, speak to her resilience. Her children, too young to fully grasp the loss, are her focus, as she navigates single motherhood while honoring Charlie's legacy through Turning Point USA. A planned memorial in late 2025 will support youth activism, a cause Erica vows to champion. She's a warrior. ZZ Posse, a friend, shared online, capturing Erica's unyielding spirit. Erica Kirk's legacy is one of faith, service, and an enduring love story. At 36, she stands as a beacon of resilience, her career spanning pageants, philanthropy, and ministry, each role reflecting her commitment to others. Her love for Charlie, a partnership rooted in shared values, inspired
that was pretty much over. I want to go over her first interview that she did after Charlie passed that made me cringe. And I don't know what it is that made me cringe, but you guys have your own thoughts and share them.
Widow in tears. Erica Kirk sits down for her first TV interview since her husband's assassination 8 weeks ago.
Do you feel safe?
What are they going to threaten me with? Going to heaven sooner to be with my husband? I'm not afraid. Charlie wasn't afraid either. We never lived in fear. If we did, we wouldn't get anything done.
She told Fox News host Jesse Waters she insisted on seeing her late husband's lifeless body in the hospital.
When we walked into that room, he had this smirk on his face. That smirk to me is that look of, you thought you could stop what I've built. You thought that you could end this vision, this movement, this revival. You thought you could do that by murdering me. You got my body. You didn't get my soul.
Erica also weighed in on Jimmy Kimmel's suspension after making what many called insensitive comments about the assassination. So, does she want an apology?
If you want to say I'm sorry to someone who's grieving, go right ahead. But if that's not in your heart, don't do it. I don't want it. I don't need it.
That was it? Wait. That can't be that can't be accurate. Erica Kirk. Actually, let's do this. Erica Kirk memorial speech. We'll watch this because
Hello. God bless all of you for coming here from all over the world to honor and celebrate my Charlie.
My Charlie.
Just a few miles from here, 2 years ago at America Fest 2023, Charlie delivered a speech on stage for our TPUSA Faith event. Charlie loves speaking off the cuff. He's very good at that, without a script. So I personally didn't know what he was going to say. And what he chose to speak about that day was his submission to the will of God. He quoted one of his favorite Bible verses, Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. Here I am, Lord. Send me.
Bye, Nikki.
After Charlie finished, I met him backstage and I spoke to him, and I'll never forget
Safe
this.
flight, babe.
I said, Charlie, baby, please talk to me next time before you say that statement. Because when you say something like that, there is so much power in that verse. When you say, here I am, Lord, use me, God will take you up on that. And he did with Charlie.
Okay, guys. We don't have to listen to the whole thing. I'm going to bring myself back up here. I have a problem with Erica Kirk. Okay. And I don't want to say, I know everyone grieves differently, right? But like, she gives me the ick so bad. I don't know if you guys have seen the Zooms that she's done. She had people working 20-hour days to get the memorial all set. She talked about all the merch that they sold. She essentially like emotionally extorted people where they were like, you know, if you work extra hard, you won't lose your job, like all of this stuff. I just have a really hard time with Erica Kirk. I don't know if she was directly involved or knew or turned a blind eye to what was going on. But the shit that I have found out about TPUSA and Erica Kirk is really fucking tragic. Yeah. Linda, I mean, doesn't every funeral need merch? I mean, she talked about there was like $250,000 worth of sales of merch. There was like, you know, all these people there. Candace Owens was not in attendance there. She says that she felt scared for her life, which is super sad. I'm no like, listen, I don't follow any of these people like 100%, but the whole thing smells to me, and Erica Kirk gives me the fucking heebie-jeebies. Like to a T. I can't find it. It's late. It's 4 in the morning, and I can't find what I actually want to find. So I'm not even gonna try. Right? Maybe we'll have to do an Erica Kirk. And I can find out why I feel the way I feel about her. I don't know how you go from being this like traditional trad wife to they I don't agree with their outlooks on gays or trans. They think all trans people are gun-toting fucking psychopaths. Not true. Um, they don't like Catholics, I heard, even though Charlie and Erica are both Catholic. Um, and their allegiance to other countries and bombing other countries for what is a monetary value, I don't also agree with. So there's just like so much going on with Erica Kirk. And I think that Charlie was put into a position where this had to have happened. And it makes me really, really, really fucking sad. Like really sad, and that's why, like, when I come on YouTube and I see all the interfighting and I see all what Tie Hill baby, the text with the 15-year-old girl had me looking at her real funny. Yeah, apparently she was 25 years old and she had a very unhealthy, inappropriate relationship with a 15-year-old girl that she sent by herself for photos to be taken to be a model. There are also connections to Epstein with her father, her mother, and Donald Trump. Donald Trump, I don't know what his deal is with the whole Epstein thing or whether he did anything with super young girls. I wasn't there. I don't know. But when you piece all of these things together, it doesn't look good for anybody, right? And now all of a sudden, because she has so much heat, she's not saying a goddamn thing. But the TPUSA employees who have had enough of her shit are leaking out Zoom calls and recording things and everything. And she's really looking like a money grubbing hoe. And for someone to be like, you should homeschool and you should be an at-home wife and submit to your husband and be the leader of the home and make sure your husband's taken care of and stuff like that. She hasn't been with her kids, allegedly, since Charlie's death. So in my thought process is like, pick a fucking lane. You're either a trad wife that takes care of your kids at home and do all of that, or be a boss bitch and do it. But pick a lane. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I don't know how this hour and a half went by really fucking quick talking about Jimmy did this. Jimmy's the one that got us into Erica Kirk. I could talk about Erica Kirk for hours. Okay. I don't think that they're all bad. I don't think that they're all this way, but I think there was some bad shit afoot when it came to this assassination of Charlie. Some people even think that he faked his death, which is wild to me. Linda says, if you're a money hungry bitch, be a money hungry bitch. Amen. Stand on it. Stand 10 toes down. If you're going to be a money grubbing hoe, be a money grubbing hoe. Don't come in here trying to make me believe that because I'm a working mother, because I have to be, because 80% of America, mothers and fathers don't have a choice but to work and take care of their kids when they're advocating for moms to stay at home and make cookies from scratch every day and have a meal on the table. Does anyone else believe that she's never made a meal in her fucking life? Because I believe that. I don't think she's made a meal in her life. Like, that's how I feel about her. Like, be who you are. I am all about authenticity. If you are going to be that person, be that person. Be that person. Yeah, no, Tar Heel. There's no way she's ever made a meal. Does she know how to make a salad? You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm like a chef extraordinaire, but like I can feed myself, right? I don't think that she's ever. Does she have nannies? She has to have nannies. If she's running $1 billion company, there's no way that she does not have at home, in home help, right? But you're telling the rest of middle America that have to work on farms and work dead end jobs because they can't find jobs, or all these large companies are buying out and firing people, and they can barely buy a produce. They have to buy processed foods because that's the only thing that they can afford. But you're telling me that I should stay home and that's the only way I'm a good mother, and to bow down to God. Sometimes when women are in a situation where all they can provide their children is canned hot dogs and white rice every night, it's hard to believe that there's a God looking out for them. That's my opinion. As a chef, I can say in my personal opinion, no, she has never cooked. Thank you, Linda. Exactly. Exactly. Like, if you are going to advocate for something, be that thing that you're advocating for. I can't look at her like she doesn't have nappy hair. Those are tracks. Do you know how much those tracks cost? She comes out into pyrotechnics, coming out after her husband's death in a sequined dress, pantsuit with way too much makeup on. Clearly she had a glam squad. Me and you don't have a glam squad going to work every day. I'm lucky that I'm not picking up puke and shit that my 5-year-old son was sick that night, and I still have to go to work the next day to make money to just get by. And I relatively have a good job, and we still have to most of the time eat things that people like her tell us we shouldn't be eating or ingesting, right? Like sometimes ramen noodles has to cut it. Do you think she's ever eaten a ramen noodle in her life? No, I don't think so. She knew what she was doing marrying Charlie Kirk. Do I think Charlie Kirk believed in what he preached? I sure do. I sure do. Right? Do I believe in Israel, and do I believe that they deserve to have their own state and their own property, and that's where Jesus lived and everything? Yes, but I also do not believe in genocide either. They're killing women and children, and we're help funding it. I'm getting real political right now. It's just like, it's a lot. It's 4 a.m. and I'm talking out of my ass. Oh, hey, baby Sean from Boston. Is that my Rozzy boy? Hi, Rozzy. So yeah, that's all. All right. So my son woke up at 2:30 and he needs to go back to bed, and so does your girl. I'm in a lot of pain. I have to go relax. I've been sitting in this chair and my titties have their own pulse. So I'm gonna go today. I'm gonna go right now. It's 4 a.m. I think this is a good time to stop before I get even more political and get everybody to hate me. Thank you, everyone who came in and hung out with me today and whatnot. And we will have another stream tomorrow. We'll do something a little lighter. But until then, kids, take care of yourself, take care of each other, love each other. Being kind costs nothing, okay? Stay off X. Stay off X. Have better judgment of people in character. And I'm going to end with that. Stay off X and have better judge of character with people around you. I love you, and good night, and I'll see you on the next one. Love you, Tar Heel baby. See you, Nikki. Nikki, safe flight.